But as far as Gainesville, it's a really beautiful town, and there's a lot of trails, a lot of hiking, and a lot of outdoorsy stuff, and my husband and I love to do that kind of stuff. And the campus is beautiful, and where the vet school is off by itself, so we have our own little kind of nook of Gainesville, which is really nice, that I really like about it. So balancing school and social life was a little bit of a learning experience for me. I have a husband, so I have priorities a little bit different than other people do, but he comes first and then school comes, and I've actually been able to balance everything really well. There's a ton of different clubs that you can be a part of and have a little bit to do and still be a part of everything, so I've been able to kind of spread myself over a wide variety of places and still be able to focus on school. The course load isn't terrible that I just don't have any time to socialize. It's not like that. They organize it so that you can still have fun while you're in vet school. And it made me stand out the most as an applicant, I think, was because I'm a little bit older. I'm almost 28. I've had more time than a lot of the other applicants to kind of spread myself over several different areas in veterinary medicine. I've worked with small animal, cats and dogs. I've worked with equine. I've done research. And I think that my extracurriculars as an undergrad and growing up kind of also helped. I was in FFA, I was in the pre-vet club, I was in a lot of different sports while I was in school growing up. So I think that overall that made me look like a well-rounded applicant because I've had the experience in so many different places that I wasn't just focused in one place. And because I wasn't one of the people that was able to study abroad, I did what I could while I was here, and I think that really, really helped. Overall, switching from undergrad to vet school wasn't as big a deal as I chalked it up to be. I think a lot of students who make it to vet school are good students, and so they know how to study. I think that the hardest part is probably learning a different way of studying. Advice for applicants, if you make it to the interview stage, just be yourself. They told me that when I was going in for my interviews, and I didn't believe them, but if I was the quirky, weirdo, nerdy girl that I really am when I was in there, I think that it would have made a world of difference earlier on. And I think that they love to hear the different individual pieces of you and every other applicant coming out. And I wish I would have known that. That's the best advice I can give you. Be yourself. The hardest part about the application process, I would say, after you get everything into the computer and into the VMCAS, I would say would be the essays that you have to write or the interview. It just depends on the type of person you are, because you really have to sell yourself. I am a Florida State resident, and I got accepted to 5 different vet schools this year, but I ended up choosing UF overall. I ended up choosing the University of Florida because overall mostly to me it just felt like home. One of the things that stood out the most when I was trying to decide where to go and which school to choose was my interactions with the students and my interactions with the faculty at each of my interviews. And UF had just outstanding things. Every single person I talked to just had outstanding things to say about the school and the college. And now that I'm here, I see exactly what they're talking about. So I applied 5 times total before I finally got into vet school. And so, I'm living proof that if you don't give it up, if you keep trying, you will make it. If this is what you're supposed to do, and if this is what you really want to do, I'm living proof. You'll get there. Don't give up. I would advise people trying to get into vet school that didn't get in the first time or the second time, reach out to the pre-vet clubs at your schools, reach out to the pre-vet advisors, reach out to faculty members at the school that you want to go to. Find out what you need to do, find out what you're lacking, find out how to get where you need to get so that they, look at you as an applicant that could really make the school better. And that's something that I didn't do. I have average grades. I had a little bit above average GRE scores. So I really had to bulk up on my experience and I think my maturity level in the interviews. So I really had to sell it. I cried. I cried when I got accepted. I was so happy. I was eating lunch and I got my letter of acceptance and I dropped my spoon and I started shaking and I started crying and I couldn't even talk for like 5 minutes. It was the best feeling in the whole world. I waited for so long. I was just so happy. I can't explain it. It was better than my marriage. It was just awesome. Even though I will always be a Florida State Seminole at heart, go University of Florida College of Veterinary Medicine.